In terms of global vehicle sales, you'll find South Africa way down south on that list. But you know what is interesting? When it comes to performance cars, boy, does our tiny little market shine. Do you know that we are in the top 5 when it comes to M-car sales and AMG? And that out of all the Golfs that get sold in South Africa, more than 50% of them are GTIs. So fair to say we are performance crazy. It's no different with Mini, a brand that from inception was all about performance, dynamic handling, massive fun factor. And then John Cooper took this pocket rocket and really Mini was punching way above its weight category on the world racing stage. So the question I have is, how different is a performance road going car to a race version of it? The problem is finding one of these. A Mini Cooper John Cooper Works. Thank goodness Paul and Michelle from Northcliffe Auto arranged the road going car, and Chris Shorter, he brought the race car. GTC2 is the second tier class competing in SA's premier global touring car racing championship. Launched in 2016, GTC2 has financial and performance caps in place to ensure affordable and identifiable production car racing. With 2 Mini John Cooper Works prepared by Signature Motorsport, Chris powered his Champion Mini JCW to second place in the 2017 championship. Now, besides the obvious race livery, there really isn't a noticeable difference between the two visually, but different they are. The 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo engine still powers the race car, but with a different exhaust, a Unichip fitted to the standard ECU unit, and a 38mm restrictor, power jumps from an impressive 170 kilowatts to 215. The interior, the most obvious difference. Stripped out, roll cage, racing seat, making the race car a massive 420 kilograms lighter. When you think about Mini, one thing comes to mind: dynamic, precise handling and steering. This thing is designed, Chris, to just put a big smile on your face. What is the race car like from a handling perspective?
As you said, it's one of the best handling cars there is. It's pretty much like a go-kart, if you look how short the wheelbase and everything is. And I think that's our advantage on the track as in comparison to the Golf.
This, what I've done here, this little Titan Technical Gymkhana, is a standard Mini road car's bread and butter. For you, the race car, obviously, very different turn in.
Obviously, with our racing mods that we have, we don't have steering lock like you do in the road car. We also are running on R's, which with the little paddles and stuff might be a bit of a disadvantage. But the Mini is at home in the tight and twisty stuff, so it should be pretty close between the two cars.
Let's find out. So the course layout may be identical, but the left lane was a lot wetter, and as Chris mentioned, his race car runs on semis, so we happily hit the puddles with our road tyres. Full lock isn't needed on the race car, so we had to make a little course modification for Chris, but nevertheless, it wasn't nearly as close as we thought. I thought I was going to have this challenge, but I think the person more surprised than me is you. I mean, this is not where your race car should dominate, on a tight and tricky little parking lot course.
Yeah, very surprised. I mean, it's not what this is made for, but I'm very impressed with how it went.
You've been racing this car for a while now. You're runner-up in the championship. Suddenly you've got a new love and appreciation for a different side to your race car.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now we can unlock a few more tricks and secrets for the year ahead.
So I tell you what, I've got a challenge now that I know for a fact you can't win.
And what's that?
Comfort. I can take a buddy in my car. Can you take a buddy in your car?
I can take him, but he's not going to be very comfortable.
Well, that's the challenge. Come have a look here. I've got something else that you don't have. I've got a boot. So this is what the challenge is. You've got to take Buddy and your cup of coffee and your luggage for a little blitz around the Gymkhana course. Now we're going to see who comes out tops. Feeling confident?
Not really, no.
I'm going to win this one. A road car that is so performance focused. That is what makes this Mini JCW so special. Buddy strapped in, coffee at my cup holders, my luggage safely in the boot. A piece of cake. But to make things a little more uncomfortable for Chris, his race car is manual.
There are balls everywhere. Look, if Buddy was a real person. I don't think he'd be looking too good right now. And I've got balls all over the show.
I finally won something. It's probably the only thing I'm going to win. In actual fact, it is. There's such a proud racing heritage. I thought for us to start our track challenges, we should go back to how races started in the old days. Do you remember how they started?
Unfortunately, I do.
There's a thing called a Lamar start, and that's how we're starting our track challenges. You ready?
Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go. Are you that scared to race? What happened?
I think you're just getting challenges that you can win.
Okay, no, seriously, these are not the challenges that you will win, I promise you. So how much of an advantage would the race car have in a drag race down the short Swartkoop Straight?
Oh, but check him kick off. 170 kilowatts versus 213. That's quite significant.
And how would the sprint advantage equate over a full lap? So we got Chris to set a benchmark time in both cars, from both a standing start and on a flying lap. And with a standing start time of 1 minute 14.81, the race car was 10 seconds quicker. So to make things interesting, Chris gave me an 8-second head start. If things go to plan, it should be very busy coming into the last corner. Now, even though the Mini has grown substantially since John Cooper first worked with him, they've still managed to retain that go-kart feel that they've been renowned for. Well, I don't think the standard run flat rubber fitted to the JCW does the car any favours. 45 kilowatts power advantage, a massive 420 kilograms lighter, with Sachs dampers and running on 17-inch Dunlop semis, Chris was coming like a freight train. Swartkoop is only 2.4 kilometers long, and to close 10 seconds in a lap, well, that's just insane. And as expected, game, set and match in the drag to the line. That's tough being a racing driver, eh? What a day.
Yeah, awesome day.
Unbelievable. And for us to be able to compare it to a road-going car, you don't get to do that very often.
No, I've definitely had fun. It's been an eye-opener comparing the two cars. And actually, surprisingly, seeing how similar they are.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality that GDC2 has kind of revived in South Africa. We've always had that race on a Saturday, buy on a Monday mentality with standing Group N, and GDC2 is really doing that.
The cars really aren't expensive to run, and essentially what you see here is what you can buy on the showroom floor. Obviously, it's stripped out. It has standard brakes, it has a standard engine, the standard turbo. Everything's exactly the same, just as sort of standing Group N was.
It's still impressive though. I mean, it's a 2.4 kilometer circuit, and with those changes and turning it into a race car, to find 10 seconds is massive. But I suppose what people need to remember, you're also coming off a really good base.
That's really a strength of ours, is cornering and being nimble. I mean, after driving this JCW road going version, I can see why it was voted the consumer most fun car of the year.
Only thing I'm really upset about is that I don't know if you've noticed, the race car's gone on the trailer. I was hoping we could do a little trade-off. You know, I could drive that home and you take this.
I wouldn't mind, as long as it's still a Mini, I'm happy.
Perfect answer.